Hello, it's me, Marcus, the creator and producer of Pilentum Television. Please let me translate these few words for my viewers in Brazil. Olá, sou o Marcus, o criador e produtor de Pilentum Televisão. Neste vídeo, descobrimos uma maravilhosa maquete de trem da grande cidade do Rio de Janeiro. Actually, I would have to give greetings in several languages to all viewers of my video channel. But in the meantime, Pilentum Television has millions of viewers from all over the world, so I would have to spend a whole hour for saying my greetings. Anyway, on my website on www.pilentum-television.com there are articles and descriptions of all my videos translated into more than 20 several languages. Okay, however, let's start. Although you have already realized from the first pictures in this video that we are in Rio de Janeiro in Brazil, this model railroad movie is once again a video that needs a few comments. Perhaps it is not even correct to speak of a model railroad layout or model railway layout. Rather, we must speak of a great diorama or fantastic miniature world. However, it is again a masterpiece which opened in the famous Miniatur Wunderland in Hamburg, Germany in December 2021. But before I give you some information, let's mix some South American music into this video to get us in the mood for Brazil. In recent years, a lot of permanent model train exhibitions have opened almost everywhere in the world. For example, the wonderful Mini World in Lyon, France, the great exhibition Little Canada in Toronto, or the amazing Mini World of Rotterdam in the Netherlands. And over 20 years ago, the Miniatur Wunderland, today the largest model train exhibition in the world, opened in Hamburg, Germany. After the German modelers have constructed various sections and landscapes, for example Germany, Scandinavia and Italy, a few days ago the latest section was presented to the public, namely South America. The German model builders or model makers plan to construct large parts of the South American continent, including Argentina and Chile, and the famous city of Rio de Janeiro in Brazil is the beginning of this great project. On 46 square meters we can see the famous statue of Christ towering over the city. There is also the popular beach at the Copacabana and the Sugar Loaf in the Bay of Rio de Janeiro. In addition to these landmarks, the colorful carnival activities in the so-called Sambódromo and the neighborhoods, the so-called favelas, have also been built by the modelers in the Miniatur Wunderland. The new section has been developed not only by the technicians of the Miniatur Wunderland, but also by experts from South America. Together with the Martinez family from Buenos Aires in Argentina, all modules and segments of the South American diorama were created. The Martinez family is a well-known model building company in Argentina, and with their help it was possible to expand the European perspective in model building in such a way that architectural style and design elements of South America could be authentically rebuilt true to scale. Finally, the modules and segments were built in Argentina and shipped from Buenos Aires to the port of Hamburg in November 2020. More than 60,000 working hours were required for the construction of the Rio de Janeiro section. There are 300 houses and buildings in this miniature world. Around 84 model trains and streetcars run on tracks with a length of 423 meters. 20 ships are docked in the miniature bay of Rio de Janeiro, and a total of 20,000 figures bring the Brazilian miniature world to life. Furthermore, there are 1,000 model cars and 12,000 trees. 18,000 lights provide authentic lighting for the Brazilian miniature world, both during the day and at night. By the way, are you wondering what this miniature world looks like at night? No problem, we simply switch our video from day to night. Isn't that fantastic? By the way, the green illuminated building is the Catedral Metropolitana de São Sebastião de Rio de Janeiro, a famous church that in reality has a capacity for 20,000 visitors. The church is illuminated in many bright colors at night. Not only the beach at the Copacabana looks magical at night, but also the carnival looks breathtaking at night. Please note, there are 11,000 miniature people which have been used for representing the carnival activities in the Sambodromo. Let's switch from night to day. Soon you realize the eye-catcher, in my opinion, is the urban area with the favelas. In the Portuguese language, the word favelas means something like slums. Along the streets and cramped houses, countless loving details from everyday life can be discovered, such as the crisscrossing power lines that characterize the streetscape. Honestly, I am missing the miniature car system that made Miniatur Wunderland famous. If there were cars moving on the streets, that would be absolutely gorgeous. In addition, I am missing the rail traffic. The modelers could have put more model trains in the center of the layout. Especially the Brazilian manufacturer Frateschi produces a lot of Brazilian locomotives and wagons. But who am I to criticize this dreamlike diorama? However, this is a work of art and a true masterpiece. Finally, I would like to avoid boring you with my thoughts. Instead, we should prefer to follow the philosophy of the Miniatur Wunderland, and that means enjoy the beautiful pictures without any comments.
leider nicht.